Hi, I'm David.
And I'm Rhea.
Today, we're going to try to get through Socials 10, Chapter 6.
As fast as humanly possible.
There once was a man named George Simpson.
He was the governor of the expanded Hudson's Bay Company.
Right around this time, Russia owned the coastline all the way down to Vancouver Island.
The Americans claimed the Oregon Territory, but the British wanted it.
The Hudson's Bay Company didn't want settlement because it could disrupt the trading.
Through the 1830s, American settlers settled along the Oregon Trail.
One day, after touring the forts of the HBC, Simpson decided that the company wasn't making good use of the area's resources.
He created a new post along the Columbia River.
It was immediately put under the direction of a scary guy named John McLaughlin who did not bathe.
Simpson had the HBC open trade in the Fraser Valley and to expand trading networks with the natives in the general area.
Simpson also created another port, Fort Langley.
McLaughlin noticed that the Americans were going to settle south of the Columbia River.
So they wouldn't interfere with HBC operations. McLaughlin encouraged Americans to go there and stay out of the HBC territory north of the river.
He bribed them with money.
Simpson thought that this was far too nice.
By the end of the 1830s, loads of Americans were in the Oregon Territory.
Britain and the HBC didn't mind because McLaughlin managed it all very well.
The Russians established some fur trading posts in Alaska along the northwest coast.
A few years later, the HBC and the Russians agreed that the Russians would cease operations south of a certain point.
In exchange, the HBC provided Alaskan posts with food.
The HBC had a steamship called the Beaver.
It supplied the Russian posts and served as a mobile trading base with the coastal people.
In 1841, Simpson toured the area again and was so unimpressed with the expansion of the company.
He consolidated the operations of the maritime fur trade.
Everything closed except for Fort Simpson, and the Beaver was still in operation.
McLaughlin was mad.
He believed in the strength of the chain of forts.
Simpson had shut down 15 years of his hard work.
Then McLaughlin's son died.
And Simpson was unsympathetic.
And McLaughlin was even more mad.
He developed a hatred for Simpson and the Hudson's Bay Company.
He prompted American settlement more than ever and discouraged newcomers from settling north of the river.
Even the Canadians.
Simpson was alarmed.
The American population in the Oregon Territory was huge.
The British were beginning to lose control of the area, and Fort Vancouver could be lost.
Simpson ordered Fort Van's chief factor, James Douglas, to establish a new depot on the Vancouver Island.
This later became Fort Victoria.
McLaughlin retired bitterly from the HBC 2 years later.
He settled south of the river in Oregon City.
He is known for his kindness to Americans and is called the Father of Oregon.
Even though he was born in Quebec. Gold was discovered in California.
A lot of gold.
Thousands of miners moved there and mined out every last ounce of the gold that they could find.
Then gold was discovered in the Fraser River.
To which the miners migrated north to mine BC.
Natives began to harass the miners.
That wasn't very nice.
That's right, and the miners organized themselves against the natives, though they were stopped by Douglas in time.
After that, BC was established at the 49th parallel.
Yay, BC!
Afterwards, Douglas began work on the Caribou Road to better the transportation of miners throughout the Goldstrike area.
But where did the miners live?
In Barkerville, built along the Caribou Wagon Road.
That sounds like a boring town.
It was, until the hurdy-gurdy girls were hired from Germany.
That sounds pretty exciting.
Well, it all suddenly burned down.
That's less exciting.
Well, since the natives knew the land so well, they were forced to help make the Caribou Road.
The Europeans also lured Chinese immigrants to help because of the labor shortage in 1862.
But some Europeans brought over smallpox, and basically everyone died.
Well, not everyone, but only about 70% of Aboriginals.
So many died that corpses lay on the street.
Gross.
Anyway, smallpox was also the cause of the brief war in 1864, where 5 natives were executed for the uprising of the rebellion.